I just got back from a day. Like, I did have class this morning, but mostly we did my fingerprinting, planning classes, giving lunch, telling people, giving them information about the Samhain event. And so I'm driving back into town, having like reconnected with myself as a person and listened to a lot of podcasts about queer people and stuff. And I drive back into town being like, what the fuck is this? Oh yeah, I'm doing college. That doesn't feel like my life at all. It's like, oh yeah, here's this little side quest that I'm going on. Such a beautiful morning. I need to tell you about it. Just community and really cool stuff. But now my car, I really thought I was past all this, but it's doing this. Nothing, not even anything. I was only in there for like 5 minutes. I'm not sure what's going on. That's cool. Okay, we're safe. We got a starter, tractor supply. I'll tell you about the cool stuff. So my partner told me about this person that he met at a Texas State counseling event, and he sent me their contact information. I was inviting them to my Samhain event, and then they let me know that they also are going to a Samhain event with their friends, and I was really mind-fucked because I have not had a group of, I have not had somebody else that's building like pagan community and all this stuff for a while. I have not been part of a group like that. I've been that person. And I told you about meeting that girl Lisa, and then running into the other girl that was doing the tarot, who also hosts events, and now meeting Adriana. And Adriana does events. Actually, they told me that they have a coven and they practice the Sabbats and the equinox. And I was just sitting with the goddess last night. I'm going to try not to cry. Kind of crying in her lap and asking her, you know, what do you want from me? She was literally like, all I ask of you is practice the Sabbats and the equinoxes. And I was sitting there thinking, I know this is true, and it's not, you know, happening. And I fell asleep. I did have another small, fairy visit me that was helping me with releasing chains. But the goddess herself just talked to me about Sabbaths and equinoxes. And then today they messaged me and were sharing about that. So all that's been very comforting. Reaching out to people about the Samhain event is very comforting because my friend is coming in from Colorado, who I've known for forever, and I've met up in person, and then we're doing Samhain. And then, I'm meeting with this somatic therapist tomorrow night in Austin, and I'm excited to go to those. It's all felt very scattered, and like where are all of these pieces leading us? And as you've seen, like finding community and also figuring out the finances of everything at the same time is a bit tricky. This year has been a little bit less hyperventilating because I basically just, like, when I tried to figure all this out about my mental health and what I needed to do, I decided to stop paying my car insurance and decided to stop paying. I'm probably going to stop paying for the car that got stolen, that got recovered, because it's trashed. I can't do anything with it. But I won't know if I get any money from the person who stole it until December. And even then, even if they rule in favor of him owing me money, I'm not necessarily going to get any of it. Victim of crime compensation, don't know if I'll get any of that. I've filed before about the sexual harassment at the treatment center, and they denied, they didn't do anything with that. Regardless, I just feel a lot more at ease, because that feeling that I've been feeling of not belonging and of of the kind of trauma of the discrimination that happened at SAFE and at the treatment center have kind of crept into my subconscious and led me to believe that I can't be a pagan, that I can't be trans, polyamorous. And I might have to leave the city just for the cars. I might have to leave this city just for the cars. But yeah, I kind of had this subconscious belief that I could not be a therapist and have these other practices. Disdain and othering and judgment and microaggressions for being polyamorous. Not necessarily for being trans and queer, but for being poly and sex positive and kinky in my family and in just the wider world recently. So it's just so wonderful, like meeting one person that is accepting, and not only accepting but like is in your culture is really encouraging. And I'm gonna hang out with her tonight, so I'm gonna hang out with them tonight, so I'll let you know how that goes. Oh, that's it. It's a turtle friend on a boat. Look at that guy. I don't think they respond to it. Look at that guy. It's on a boat. these performances. And I think that says something, because every time I go to them, the Texas State dance performances, I cry a lot, and I leave very embodied. I'm feeling kind of depressed tonight, and there's this thing, like leaving, I feel loose. My joints feel loose, and I don't feel as much pain. I've seen a couple of my vlogs where I either
so small.
Things are objectively kind of overwhelming right now, but it's so important to like take little breaks outside. I got an Uber to the bank earlier this morning to deposit a check, and then I've just been working on my schoolwork while I was here. You know, getting a little heady, and I found someone who might be able to sublet my apartment in a kind of complicated situation. And my roommates are like skeptical about it, and they've been fighting a lot recently, which is stressful. But that's happening later tonight. But I am just taking a break outside after working inside for a while, and I think that's really important because I'm just stepping out here, and I was starting to plan the next steps, being like I should start studying for my exam, and maybe I'm going to do all that. Before I even make plans, I just wanted to take a minute outside and pause and breathe, restart. Things are going, things are moving. You know, I have a new job that's gonna start soon. I'm working a bunch this weekend. Everything's okay. And it's just restarting. It's beautiful weather, beautiful sky.